Yes, I realized it was a mistake.
My dear fellows, I must interject.
My God.
Okay.
Oh, you're still here, Mr. Sholmes.
You're still...
You're still here. He's still here, guys.
I'm here to help. Okay, that's nice. Anyways, I'm here to help.
As promised, Lord Van Zieks has his apprentice with him. His apprentice with memory lost.
I'm here too.
And the court would be very interested to hear your thoughts about the machine, I'm sure. Is that a yes?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this wacky case. Mr. Enoch Drebber is now insisting that it was actually a bona fide experimentation, when we all know that's not the case.
Yesterday's proceedings brought the true nature of your past exploits to light, Mr. Drebber.
Indeed it did, my lord. As a swindler who preys on innocent scientists to elicit government grant money through conjuring know-how.
Yes, it's true that I possess considerable knowledge of stage magic. But crucially, my scientific knowledge more than matches that of any academic in the field.
Investigation of the witness's workshop attests to that claim, my lord.
Really? Like he tore everything upside down because he couldn't remember a goddamn safe code.
Yes, we discovered that he knew how to make anti-gravity. I don't believe any of our scientists figured that one out yet. With a device that almost looks like a time bomb. It's quite impressive, my lord.
Why are you Wait, why are you agreeing with Herlock Sholmes of all people, Van Zieks?
A broken clock can be right twice a day.
Not if it's a digital clock and it's on military time.
I'm sorry, what's digital? Anyway,
Your kid,
as evidence.
you might not be ready for this, but your kids are gonna love it.
As evidence, the police found this Royal Society trophy for young talent in science there. That's it, that's the evidence, it's the trophy.
Yes, that's true. We spotted that ourselves.
And therefore, it must be true!
But also that he could have just stolen it.
No, that's crazy.
If a hypothesis is sound, it can always be forged into a physical manifestation with sufficient skill. Though I may have sold the secrets of some deceptive wiles to sniveling, talentless scientists in the past.
Would you therefore assert that the explosion of the machine was...
an unfortunate accident, or, of course, a deliberate act of murder carried out by misuse of the science?
Jeez.
Your face is the misuse of the science.
Counsel for the
Not wrong.
Excuse me. Counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. The kinesis machine. And now we have to do this again. It has been a while, but here we are again.
Hello, green text.
It's clear that you have both scientific knowledge and knowledge of conjuring magic. However, I don't. I think I read that sentence wrong. No, I think I read that tone wrong, but it's fine.
Yeah, like that's one of the rare times where it would help if we actually read the line before we responded, because
that was
yeah.
The more knowledge you have, the better equipped you are to handle whatever comes along. But your implication is that I furnished the machine with some trickery, I think.
Yes.
It's a possibility that we have to explore.
Unfortunately, though, the machine has been blown to Kingdom Come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wonder
one-
by who.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing left to explore, is there?
Well, I don't know. You blew up a hole, though.
It appears that the kinesis machine was fitted with a timed explosive device of some kind.
And there's nothing left of that device either. Not a single shred of evidence remaining, I hear.
Yeah, go ahead. Smile wide in the middle of a courtroom. See what happens.
He must have planned all this from the outset. Yes.
Yeah, wait a minute. I follow the blueprints exactly. Professor Harebrant, can you get over here? Did you install a time bomb onto this? What? No, why would I do that?
I think what bothers me the most about this case is, like, I'm assuming they have the time bomb in custody or whatever. You have several witnesses to the freaking time bomb and it was active. How is that not being brought up?
Nope, don't worry about it.
I think the implication is because that time bomb was found at his workshop. We have no way to connect that to the time bomb that was on the machine itself.
Yeah.
We know as the player that, yeah, he obviously did it, but how do we prove that?
But in any case, it's abundantly clear that the experiment couldn't have been a trick.
He could have had a wax figure.
I think the birdcage is the thing, because, like, it doesn't necessarily need a body double, it just needs 2 bird cages.
Can we look at the bird?
Oh my god, I just realized that's why you brought up waxwork.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I brought up the wax
Oh,
museum.
what is happening at the bottom of this cage? Hold on. Look here, Mrs. Otto.
Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken, narrator. I suppose because it fell from such a height?
Yeah. From the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet. Or 9 meters.
Leaving the man inside tragically dead.
Second sentence.
It crashed down with the victim inside, into the crystal tower, causing damage to its base.
I'm surprised that's the only damage it caused.
Yeah, that's interesting. He said...
I stopped asking questions at this
So
point.
Enoch said head first, which looks fine up here. Bottom looks pretty awful on the other hand, so I guess we'll just do that. Yeah, let me check. Head first, yeah, I guess we can do that. We could present the bird cage, considering there is no damage at the top of the cage.
Makes
Sure.
sense to me. I just worry that he'll go, no, you're looking at wrong. This is the actual top.
Well, the music stopped, so I think we're okay. We've examined the bird cage that crashed into the crystal tower ourselves. As you can see, the cage, which is a wooden construction, has sustained damage in one particular spot.
Following the explosion, it fell some 30 feet into the glass of the crystal tower. That level of damage is to be expected, surely.
Oh, yes, I agree. The damage itself is entirely understandable. What doesn't make sense is the location of that damage. All the breakage in the wood are at the base of the birdcage, not at the top.
What are you saying?
I'm saying you can't look!
The what was the thing that
What?
was highlighted. It's like, what?
I told you, like, every single sentence, I've just
Well,
started
no,
this now.
I get it. I just found the what being the highlight was funny.
He can see the script!
And he's manipulating it. Oh, no!
That's the opposite of where they should be.
Thank you, Judge, for your obvious conclusion.
My god, it's like
That's
someone
right, my
flying.
lord.
That's
Would
crazy.
you? But that's right, my lord. Would you like a lollipop?
But yes, actually.
The birdcage that was at the scene is damaged at its base. So we have reports of the birdcage falling headlong into the Crystal Tower, yet the damage is at the bottom. The only way to reconcile these two facts is to accept that there were two birdcages in play that day, which were at some point switched. Switched during what wasn't a scientific experiment at all, but an elaborate piece of stage trickery.
I want to know if that wasn't Japanese, because I want to know if that was also, like, they only highlighted part of the scream.
I wanted to see the history, game, but sure. Explain yourself, witness, but also, like, this is funny, though. Just the...
Well, only part of that scream is suspicious, the rest of it's fine.
What were you saying, Lewis?
I'm just stunned.
Well...
If we examine the facts, there's only one logical conclusion we can draw. Damage on the base of the birdcage clearly indicates that it crashed tail first into the tower.
But multiple witness reports claimed it fell head first.
The birdcage materialized in the sky next to a balloon flying over the stage, following a spontaneous explosion. At an altitude of some 60 feet above ground level.
Which is approximately 18 meters.
Thanks, Isato.
You're welcome. They don't use a very convincing system of measurement here, so I needed to make sure you knew.
I'm sorry, Susato, I am American.
Wait, Ryunosuke, you're American? I didn't know that.
No, not him!
Not everyone's perfect, it's fine. It then proceeded to fall some 30 feet into the Crystal Tower in the ensuing excuse me?
Deflagration.
Deflagration.
That word.
What? The ensuing deflagration.
Not to be confused for defamation, apparently.
Fancy, ask your assistant if he knows the meaning of that word.
I don't think he knows the meaning of that word. Like Van Seeks himself. I don't think he knows.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He should ask his assistants.
Look, there is nothing going on in that apprentice head right now. He probably has, like, one of those, like, just like...
He's just thinking about horses.
Yes, horses, sure.
He's just look at his head. Ain't nothing going on in there. Just horse.
Horse. Sword. Horse. Sword. Horse.
Witness reports amid such chaos are notoriously unreliable. Okay, so
Okay.
hang on. Are the witnesses report reliable or unreliable? Which one is it, Van Seeks?
Pick one! Choose a side, sir! You cannot come
They're-
to switch sides to
They're
make it
notoriously
convenient.
unreliable. Why didn't you pick a witness to go into the stand then?
Ugh. Anyway, sir, as you're trying to decide what side you want to be on, but the victim's neck was broken.
Objection!
He plummeted 30 feet inside a heavy wooden cage. However he fell, it would be unsurprising to find one or two of his vertebrae crushed.
Man, I was
still have no idea how to say that.
I was expecting one of those to be like highlighted.
A riveting scientific analysis of events from the prosecution there. Though to be even more rigorous, you would have to say it was only one vertebrae, actually.
Wait, why do you care about this?
He wasn't quiet for long.
I mean, we get to hear his theme, which is pretty cool, but...
I love his theme.
I find it hard to see what's motivating Lord Van Seeks. The witness is clearly a swindler. I want you to see it, a personal friend of his.
If you're going to establish this deception, do it right.
Sorry.
I feel like that's the undertone here. I'm being tested!
Yes, and there's one more point the defense appears to have forgotten. It obviously wasn't a trick, as a certain truth very plainly demonstrates.
What?
me that the cross-examination had better continue until we resolve this matter. Mr. Drebber, you will amend your testimony with details of this truth.
Of course, we must treat the matter scientifically after all.
If you're gonna do that, you should have just said the right thing in the first place.
Ugh, I nearly had him there.
Did you?
Man
Sir?
is rebooting? Is
No, he's
that-
Sorry,
updating. He's updating Windows Vista. It's fine.
What?
Please read the line final. Sorry.
Oh,
It's-
sorry.
It's a new
I
line.
didn't realize what... Sorry.
You're good.
The kinesis clearly took place because there's nowhere else 30 feet high for the birdcage to have fallen from.
There are balloons.
There's nowhere else. Nowhere else it could have been.
Okay, I know you can't see my cursor.
I can see your cursor.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Wait, you guys can see the cursor now? Last time you couldn't see
We-
it. Alright, that's weird.
I think we can see the cursor, it just doesn't show up in the recording.
Oh,
Because I've
yeah.
always been able to see your cursor.
Oh, I was talking about if you guys can see the cursor on when I screen share. Anyway, so the balloon was here, and it fell 30 feet here. Unfortunately, nobody in the viewers can see this, but that's fine. So we go back over here. This is here. Would this be 30 feet? Because we now know there's a hole underneath the experimentation stage.
Yep.
So would this be 30 feet?
It would make sense because
That's all I can think of at the
like,
moment.
like logically, if his machine was to do what it needed to do, why did it need to be built on top of a platform?
That's true. I'm sure the excuse is that, it has to be at a certain altitude for the teleportation to work or something.
That seems completely bogus.
Yeah, but
Oh,
it's
well,
Ace
yes.
Attorney. Yes, but it's
That
Ace Attorney.
seems completely bogus.
What game do you think you're playing right now?
I know, who's they?
Professor Layton.
I'm gonna go ahead and test this theory because, like,
What about the balloon that got popped? Can we use that part, or do we have to use the picture?
I think we use the picture because it shows the whole scene, right?
Mhm.
So like we can, I have the suspicion we have to do the thing where like we present the picture and they're like, please explain what it is that you're wanting to indicate, and then we have to select under the stage or something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
I think, or something.
they're gonna
along that
pull
line.
something.
Okay. Objection. Music stops, so we good. This is a diagram of the experimentation stage and its surrounding. We know that somehow the birdcage appeared in mid-air before falling down into the crystal tower. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters. However, if you examine the diagram carefully, you'll see that there is one other possible location from which the birdcage could have fallen. The same distance of 30 feet.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
All right, you two, hold up.
Donkey!
Order in the court! Who brought the donkey in court? Well, it appears the defense has a possible explanation to put forward. Go ahead, counsel.
Also, that was me.
Why do you have a donkey?
Why wouldn't I have a donkey?
You know, that's a good point. Why wouldn't he have a donkey? Actually,
This court has just become a circus.
become.
Yes, my
I
lord.
mean-
it's a
Been a circus.
Don't worry, in the future, you'll have to go to a circus and defend someone from the circus.
Yes, in fact, it's a very big circus.
Thanks, Mo. We'll be here all week.
You will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram. The alternative location from which the birdcage could possibly have fallen, the requisite 30 feet.
Clearly the little door frame in the crystal tower.
I mean, the sky.
Do I? Okay, this is the part where I'm like, I know we gotta present the experimentation, but I'm like, is it gonna like yell at me if I click the wrong point of the? Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna see what happens because I have a feeling I have to click it in a certain way, or else it's gonna be like no. Okay, it has to be on the stage. All right. Sorry. I'm just
That's
like,
okay.
it is one of those trick questions where I'm like, all right, we gotta present the stage, but what part am I supposed to be indicating? If it had fallen from here, the birdcage would have plummeted the same 30-foot distance.
Objection!
Give me the damage.
Nuh-uh.
Did you just nuh-uh?
What you mean, nuh-uh? Nuh-uh.
I hope his apprentice is learning a lot of valuable things today.
If that's my learned friend's claim, I suggest he demonstrate for the court. Personally.
Huh?
I'm saying throw yourself off a cliff.
And you may consider this a parting gift, Council.
I feel like I've just hit the deck from 30 feet up anyway. Ugh.
Oh no, we gotta go higher.
Don't give me recourse to make the next fall from 60 feet up,
Okay.
Jeez.
You will indicate the place to which you are referring on this same diagram.
You know,
Man,
I'm
for
sure-
Judge is starting to be all threatening.
I'm sure it's not in it, but it would be really funny if there was an achievement for you to keeping it wrong, so the judge keeps increasing the heights. So it's just like, 180 feet high.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The place I'm referring to is here.
But that's where the birdcage would have been to begin with.
Which is exactly the point, my lord. Yes, the birdcage was in the machine on the stage. But what we must also consider is the height of the stage itself.
Go on, Council.
It turns out that the experimentation stage was built at a considerable height above ground level. If you look at the diagram, in fact, you'll see it's about the same height above the ground as the balloon was above the crash site. When the experiment got underway, the machine and the birdcage were engulfed in steam. At that moment, the floor of the stage gave way, and if we assume there to be a void underneath, this birdcage and the one seen by the audience would have fallen almost exactly the same distance. Got him.
He's sweating! He's sweating!
Once again, my lord, this all points to the fact that there was not one birdcage, but two.
Objection!
My learned friend has no evidence that the stage had such a contrivance in its design.
Bro.
We've literally never seen a photographic print of a hole. That would be ridiculous.
Bro. Someone
Not once have we seen a single photographic print of a hole.
No, absolutely not. I absolutely not. Which is why I'm going to present something from my evidence. Someone is responsible for the criminal destruction of the kinesis machine itself. It's true. However, the stage still stands. And take a moment to look at the photographic print of the scene following yesterday's explosion.
Oh my
the
god, you can look at these?
You gave it to us!
Good lord, the metal grill that formed the floor of the machine is undone.
Yes, most likely blown open by the force of the explosion that destroyed the rest of the machine. The defense calls for the space below the stage to be investigated immediately. Mr. Trevor, it was you who built the kinesis machine, which means that it was you who built the two bird cages that were used to carry out this deception. Whether Professor Harebrain's hypothesis is sound or not makes no difference. Because it's the construction of this machine that matters. A machine designed to take Mr. Asmon's life. And lay the blame firmly at the professor's door. Something that could only have been carried out by you, Mr. Enoch Drebber. Man has shut
All right.
down.
Man looking like a cactuar there.
Man to be rebooted.
Wait, I thought, but you already had your white. Where in the? Oh,
It's
We
a
got
new bottle.
one. It's a new one.
It's a new bottle. If my learned friend has to reach the end of his wild assertions. The prosecution would like to crush the defense's argument slowly, but surely.
Man, I just opened that for you. Why the hell did you go with?
Part of the contract, don't worry about it. Your argument fails to hold water. On 2 counts.
2? Is this
Yes,
a production
2.
theater?
I know you can't count that high, but let me explain this to you.
Wow.
Firstly, before and after the experiment, this witness went nowhere near the kinesis machine. Every relevant member of staff from the exhibition has attested to that.
And I believe members of the Scotland Yard have also been on watch duty at every public experiment.
In other words, Mr. Drebber had no opportunity to switch the alleged pair of bird cages.
But I've already explained why he wouldn't have needed to.
The nonsense with the crossbow. That doesn't bolster your case at all. The man who disappeared from the stage and the man who crashed into the tower are one and the same. The forensic investigation team's report is unequivocal on that point. And the second flaw in your assertion is a distinct lack of motive. Why would this man have wanted to take the victim's life? He had no reason to do so.
I think he had a lot of reason to do so.
A motive? Do I have to think of everything myself?
Yes, that's your job! I have here a contract provided by the witness.
What contract is this, Lord Van Zeeks?
The contract into which Mr. Drebber entered with the victim, Mr. Asman. It reads, Mr. Drebber is to receive 30% of all remunerations from government grants or other income.
30%? Certainly very favorable contractual conditions.
But there was one very important provision bolted onto that clause.
What provision?
Mr. Drebber may only uphold this right on condition that both contracting parties are alive.
In other words, if either of us were to die, the contract would become null and void. So you see, I had nothing to gain from Mr. Asman's death. The diametric opposite, in fact.
Ugh. Well, that's one theory out the window, I guess.
Need I say more? The witness had neither an opportunity nor a reason to commit the alleged crime.
No, I still think he has a reason.
In short, the possibility of Mr. Drebber having done as you suggest is nil.
Ugh.
What?
Into the wall we go. Okay, so from we see that, zoom out image, the wall looks further back.
He just really loves throwing his back against that.
That wall is, really further back by the zoom
He
out
is not
image,
going
so.
to live very long with how many times he keeps throwing his back there.
It seems the defense's assertion was somewhat wide of the mark. Lord Van Zeeks, you will submit the contract as evidence, please.
The contract between Mr. Asman and Mr. Drebber detailing the terms by which they would profit from the
But from the chaos control experiment, Shadow.
from the chaos control.
super high voltage.
Okay.
This is the most bare bones contract I've ever seen in my life.
Uh-huh. I do like to note that they kept the signatures that way.
Oh.
They could have just put it like a normal font signature, but no, I just noticed that they actually just bothered to do the signatures here.
So would that mean that they didn't get their names changed compared to the Japanese version?
Well, Drebber definitely is still you know, that's a good question. I'm curious if the signature is still the same in Japanese, because Enoch Drebber is still Enoch Drebber, because Enoch Drebber is an existing Sherlock Holmes character. He's actually a character from the Sherlock Holmes series, so, like, they can't change that name. Odie Asman, yes, this has to be different. So I'm wondering if they still kept the same Enoch Drebber signature. Anyway, it's true.
Meanwhile, anxiety.
If Drebber had no opportunity to switch the birdcage under the stage with the one in the Crystal Tower, he couldn't have done it. And in any case, I have no idea what his motive might have been.
There is one aspect of your argument that still holds true, however. There were 2 bird cages. The prosecution is unable to deny that.
Oh.
So I'm sure you're on the right lines, Mr. Naruhodo. And I have no doubt there are other aspects of your assertion that are undeniable truths, too.
Well, it would seem that the defense has no rejoinder to offer.
What?
A rejoinder, apparently.
Hang on, I'm Googling this.
Don't you guys? It's great. We get some English lessons.
A quick reply to a question or remark, especially a witty or critical one.
Okay, I know this is like fancy Victorian era, but now I'm just sitting here like, boy, are they gonna make like some fancy wording in like the Ace Attorney Investigations 2?
Let me modernize this. It seems the defendant has no clapback.
Well, I must say I'm a little surprised. I came here to testify about the machine I built, and instead my reputation is defiled.
Your reputation wasn't very good to begin with.
But the prosecution's counter has set the record straight, I think. It's impossible that I'm the culprit.
No.
No, shut up.
At the beginning of this trial, we believed that there was only one birdcage. Yet now we know there must have been 2. In other words, there was more to the demonstration than we realized at first. I think it's abundantly clear that the same applies to the culprit.
There was more than one culprit?
Get to the
Sure.
point.
The stage demonstration was constructed and set up in its entirety by you, Mr. Drebber. Therefore, it's inconceivable that you had no hand in the events that transpired. So if circumstances mean it's impossible that you could have carried out the crime yourself, it points to the fact that someone else was involved.
Oh, I got it right. Yay!
Hey! And we're gonna have to get further into this in the next video because we are sadly out of time. So we will see
Well,
you
I
all
think
then.
I know who the other person is.